morning, everybody, and welcome to the Johnny Brown Pigskin Profit Divisional Playoffs. I don't even know why they call it the Divisional Playoffs. I guess they had to give it a name. Good morning. 20th week in the NFL playoff season. I am jumping out of my shoes for today's playoff games. I hope you are too. I'm looking forward to a night, great day. 4:30, the first game starts. Second game starts at 8:30. So let's go to the books. Let's drop the brass tacks and all that kind of stuff. And let's get down to the picks, all right? Stop talking so much. All right, so it's getting pretty hard to gamble, I'll tell you. You only got four teams. You got 4 games left. You got 8 teams. I'm calling it the Final 8. I coined that before some other person on a sports channel said it. But I'm dubbing this the Final 8, and I'm dubbing next week the Final 4. So you got that first from Johnny Brown, all right? Johnny Brown, Final 8, Final 8. Final 8. There's 8 teams left, 4 games. Who's going to win? Who's going to lose? Whoever loses goes home. Whoever wins goes on to the next round, which is the championship round next week. I'm telling you, I'm going to miss watching all these games, I'll tell you. It's 20 weeks now in the NFL. Let's get down to the brass tacks. Let me put on my glasses. I'm trying to shorten up these broadcasts. It's terrible. I talk too much. I'll tell you that much. Put on the glasses so I can see what I'm doing. So, my record so far this year, I had a bad week last week. I was 3-4. A couple of games here and there. Pittsburgh game, held it close until the second half when they had two turnovers they produced into touchdowns. What are you going to do? You can't cry over spilt milk. It's time to go on the weekend. So I was 3-4 last week. Overall in the year, I'm 99, 74-1, which means I'm 25 games. 25 games over 500. Not bad. It could be better this year, but what are you going to do? As long as you're winning. So if you're betting with me, you're winning. If you're betting against me, you're losing. So I'm up about $1.50, $1.75, somewhere around that thing over there with all the Vegas and all that kind of stuff. So last year, I was 145, 108-5. A lot more games last year, but that's all right. You got to be a little picky-on sometimes when you're playing games, especially now. So I'm amazed. Like, I'm listening to the Fan the other day on Friday. So these 3 guys, they picked their games. Boomer Esiason's there. Boomer's like 58-7. Like 57 wins and 58 losses. And the rest of them were worse than he was. So I think I'm doing pretty good if I'm 25 games over 500. Am I right or wrong? I know they pick less games. They don't put as much into it as I do. But, you know, that's that. So let's get down to the brass tacks. Let's talk about playoffs. I'm rubbing my hands. I'm like a fly. I can't wait for this to happen. Taking off my glasses. Oh, I'm putting them back on. Got to read over here. All right, today you got the Broncos at home, -1 at the Bills. I think the Broncos defense is going to solve Mr. Allen. Allen is the only one on that offense. Him and the running back Cook. I like the Broncos, even though I'm not crazy about Bo Nix. We'll see if he has a good game. I like Peyton as the coach. I don't know why the Jets or the Giants didn't sign this guy. I also like McDermott. I think it's unfair to kill this guy. It's hard to win a Super Bowl. It's hard to bet football games. It's just hard. The guy has his team there every year. Same thing with Mike Tomlin. I'm really upset that Mike Tomlin stepped down from Pittsburgh. I mean, that's his choice, but the guy's a great coach. I mean, everybody's complaining, oh, he's only 10-7. I'll take 10-7 with the Jets and the Giants anytime. Anytime. All right, there's my rant for the day. I like the Broncos -1 versus the Bills. Okay, I'm taking the Broncos at home. By the way, the weather over there is really good. And you can do like this. Alexa, what's the weather like in Denver, Colorado today?
It's a crisp winter day in Denver. Currently 20 degrees and mostly sunny. Today's high will be 38 with a low of 31. No rain in sight, but there's a tiny 2%.
That's all it takes, folks. All you have to do is ask Alexa what the weather's like. Tomorrow it's going to be freezing. I don't know why they put the Chicago game on at night. We'll talk about that later when I do the Chicago. So I like the Broncos -1. I like the 49ers +7.5 at the Seahawks. The reason I took this bet is because I like too many points. I got 7.5 points early in the week, and that's why I'm sticking with the 49ers. I don't know if they win the game, but I think they cover. Same thing with the Broncos. I know they're going to win the game, and they're going to cover because it's only -1. So what are you going to do? That's up to 2 points. The 49ers is at 7 right now, something like that, +7. I got the Pats at home tomorrow, -2.5 over the Texans. I love the Texans, man. C.J. Stroud, he's my guy. He's like Joe Cap. He just throws that ball everywhere. But the Pats looked good last week. The Pats have been looking good all year. They're 14-3, folks. 14 wins this year. I like the Pats at home, -2.5. That's up to 4 points. I got this bet early in the week. Remember, you can always bet early in the week, and if you see something better, you can cash it out, or you can stick with your bet. But I got the Pats -2.5 at the Texans. God bless the Texans. Next year is going to be their year. You watch. They're going to get more. Plus, Nico Collins is not playing today. It's another reason why I took the Pats. Early in the week, he was doubtful, but he's not playing today. All right, last but not least, I got the Rams -3.5 at Chicago. I think they say the coach McVay got very upset with Ben Johnson cursing out the Green Bay coach last week. What's his name? Nylon or something like that? Or was it Bylon? I don't know. But he was cursing him out after the game. He was going, F you, we won the game. You don't do that. You shake the guy's hand, you walk off to the sideline, especially when you're a new person. All right, but I like the Rams -3.5. I love the Chicago quarterback, don't get me wrong. Matthew Stafford's had an MVP year, so I'm going with the Rams -3.5. And I got one more bet. I'm going to put some more bets in, I think. But I got one more bet for the weekend. I like the Rams-Bears over 48.5. I don't know why they're playing it at night. I do know why, because it's TV. But they're playing it at night in Chicago, and it was like 0 degrees over there. But there's not supposed to be any snow or rain at night tomorrow, probably in the afternoon. So if you talk to Alexa, you get the scoop. You can play the under, you play the over, whatever. But the weather is important. Weather, especially for football players, can play in the snow, but it's hard to play in the rain. Let's face it. Well, that's all I got for you today on the Johnny Brown Show. A big shout out to my brother Tommy down there. I miss you, bro. And a big shout out to all my friends out there. I hope you all do well on your bets today. Remember, this broadcast is brought to you by Johnny Brown Enterprise. Any rebroadcast or anything like that is strictly prohibited by law. Have a great day and enjoy the playoffs. I'm going to miss you all when this is all over. I'm telling you. I love doing these broadcasts. The 20th one of the year.